up, Cam?
What's good?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Was in 2020 when you were at Incarnate Word, and now you're here. Take me through that journey of what you've learned from that time to where we are now.
It's been all God. He's blessed me my entire journey. I pray for this moment. I've been around some great players to help me get to this place. Coaching staff, they helped me since coming in as a young 17-year-old kid running the wing T offense. So, it's been full circle, but I'm blessed for sure.
I felt like you was already a pro guy, and I want you to answer this question. How much of your decision last year to come back was I need to come back or I want to come back?
It's a little bit of both. I love playing college football. It was a good stepping stone for my journey to get to this level. But I just think there's more, food left on the table for me, more stuff that I need to improve on just personally with the way I approach the game, my mindset, the footwork I need to get better at. And I just think going to Miami, the team they already had, I just think it was just plug and play.
Those guys at Miami, in talking to your receivers at Miami, the first thing is always leadership. For you, how would you categorize yourself as a leader, and what makes you feel you could go in front of 10 grown men and them follow you?
Just holding people accountable. I'm not no rah-rah guy. At this point in your career in the NFL, you shouldn't need somebody to motivate you every day. You got to be self-motivated. That's the type of person I am. That's the type of leader I am. So I just think, what I can bring to a franchise, no other player can bring that.
What do you know about Brian Callahan and the Titans offense?
Say that again?
How much you know about Brian Callahan and the Titans offense?
I think I know a decent amount. I was able to watch a couple of their games this past season. A lot of their route concepts are similar to stuff that we do. So, if I'm drafted there, I just think it'll be plug and play.
What have your early interactions been with the Titans, and you anticipate them picking you at one?
We had good interactions. Myself with Coach Callahan, the quarterback's coach, and also the GM. It's a great staff they put together. They got unbelievable players. So, I just hope, that God puts me, in a good situation.
As you go through this process, what's the thing you're hoping these teams get to know about you that can't be obvious through film or whatnot?
That I'm willing to do anything, it takes to win a football game. Whether it's be a gunslinger all day or, have to hand the ball out a couple times. So, at the end of the day, I know what type of player I am. The team should know what type of player they're getting in me. And so, I'm just going out there to try to do my best for myself and my future teammates.
And what makes you the number one quarterback in this draft class?
The tape says everything, I believe, and I'm honest to that. But I think just what separates me from everybody is the way I approach it, the mindset that I have going into the field each and every game. Coming from, my journey, not a lot of people can do that. And so I just think it shows, the work that I'm willing to put in, whether I go first round or second round. At the end of the day, that draft pick don't mean nothing. It's all about, establishing yourself once you get the opportunity.
And going from Texas high school football, through Incarnate Word, to Washington State and then Miami, how did that shape your confidence in the man you've become?
It shaped it well from playing in Wing T to travel to Pullman, Washington, all the way to Miami. I just think, me having, get to experience different climate changes, different atmosphere, travel across the country, it's going to end up, helping me in the long run because at the end of the day, you never know where football going to take you. You never know what God has in store for you. So, I've just been blessed.
How was your meeting with the Browns? You got some good footage. How far do you think you could have went if you took that full time?
I think I could have went to the NBA in basketball. I always told myself when I was a little kid I wanted to go pro in something. So whether it's baseball, football, basketball, I always had that big dream, and I just never let somebody stop me on it.
How was your meeting with the Browns?
Say that again?
How was your meeting with the Browns?
It went real good. Being able to meet with the GM, finally meet the quarterback's coach in person, the OC as well. They do an unbelievable job on offense, getting people open. They got an unbelievable offensive line. Jerry Jeudy's one of the best receivers in the league. So, if I'm hoping to go there, I know it'll work out good.
And what is it with the Raiders, and what would it be like playing for a Philly franchise?
It means a lot, especially with the coaching staff they have. Chip Kelly, the things that he can do, with the quarterback, moving him outside the pocket. The concepts he does in the intermediate game, it'll be, fit my play style. And, Pete Carroll, he's a legendary coach. And so, if I'm lucky to go there, I know it'll work out.
And what is your best trait as an NFL quarterback?
I think my best trait is winning from the pocket, and I got better at that over my years throughout college. And at the end of the day, as a quarterback, you can't rely on scramble drill and, having to win out of structure because you can't win in the pocket, you'll never be successful.
How would you describe
You said the Giants?
Yeah.
I went real well, especially getting a chance to watch their offense, watch the players they have in Malik. The defense they have is a good defense. It's a lot of similar concepts to what I did in my previous years in Incarnate Word and Miami. And so, I just think just from a situation standpoint, all teams looking for quarterbacks going to be good situations.
What's it like going through this process with Shedeur, who I know is a buddy of yours, and how do you think both you guys will end up doing in the league?
I think we'll both end up being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I just think the work that me and him are willing to put in, the relationship we have to constantly compete each and every day, to better our craft, for ourselves. I just think it's going to end up paying off for us in the long run.
You guys kid each other about who's going first, and how much does that matter to you?
Yeah, we play around, we joke around with it. It really doesn't mean nothing. A draft pick will never mean anything. At the end of the day, you got to show whether you can prove each and every Sunday. You can't just do it one year and show up the next year. You got to do it every time you step on the field.
Describe yourself as a leader. Are you more of a vocal leader or do it by action and have guys follow you from there?
I'm more of both as a leader. Especially throughout college, I've grown to be more vocal. But at the end of the day, it's all about leading by example, I believe. The quarterback is going to always be the highest paid player on the team, and he has to showcase that skill every Sunday and every day throughout the facility to his teammates. I just think I'll be one of those guys in the long run. I'm looking forward to it.
How do you think that translates to an NFL locker room when you go to have to lead guys who are much older than you, and some of them are, just now coming into the league themselves?
I think it translates, especially when you get to know guys, know their background. You can't go in there trying to hold people accountable. You don't know the first thing about them. And so I think once I be able to get to know my future teammates, we'll be able to, make some strong connections, and I'll just translate to the field.
Cam, what would you say are a play or two that would really describe the Cam Ward experience?
Say that again?
What would you say one or two plays would be that would really describe and showcase the Cam Ward experience?
I would say a lot of plays, week one Florida can describe it. And I would also say a lot of plays describe it, when we played Cal. When I had some bad plays in the first half, and I was able to, get back to on track and have some good plays in the second half to win the game.
Okay, what do you think is next up at Miami?
I would say JoJo Trader. I believe he'll be one of the best receivers in the country this year and next year. I'm just hopeful to be able to throw him his first college touchdown. I hope I'll be able to play with him in the league as well.
Cam, that experience of playing at Miami last season, how much do you think it helped get you ready for this moment in particular?
I think it helped me a lot, especially being in the building with Coach Cristobal every day and Coach Dawson as well. The way those guys motivated me to do more each and every day, the way they wanted me to push myself even more than what I did. And so I just think me going there was just a good decision just because the players they already had, the team that was there, they were willing to, get to know me, and it was vice versa. So, I'm just grateful that I did it.
What happened in the bowl game, and how much discussion has that gotten from the other teams asking you about it?
No discussion at all. At the end of the day, it's March. Bowl games in December. At some point, got to move on. I've never lived my life in the past. I don't know who would want to live their life in the past. So, I take it on the chin. I just keep pushing every day.
Cam, rank the top 5 quarterbacks in the game today, no order.
Top 5?
Your top 5 in the game today, no order.
I would say, I'm not going to include myself. I'm not in the league yet. I would say Jaden Daniels, Pat, Lamar. There's some good ones in the league too. I would say Josh Allen's up there and Jalen Hurts. I'm not worried about no spotlight. It was one time in my life where I wasn't in the spotlight, and it's crazy to see how everything can change. So I'm not worried about no spotlight. At the end of the day, the camera's gonna find you. You're the franchise quarterback somewhere. So I just put my head down. I work every day, and the long run is gonna pay off.
Cam, to include more off-schedule playmaking from quarterbacks, how is the definition of holding the ball too long, quote unquote? How has that changed?
It's just something someone says who really doesn't know football that well. At the end of the day, if you have time in the pocket, why would you not hold the ball and let your receivers get open? If you're able to make plays out of structure, of course you're going to hold the ball and try to make a play to get your receivers open. So at some point, there needs to be a new term. So, yeah.
That requires a lot of confidence, doesn't it?
You said what?
That requires a lot of confidence to sit there knowing people want to take your head off and you're just sitting there waiting for something that come open.
I would say, yeah, it requires confidence, but it also requires film work. watching the gaps the defensive lineman gets to where they run the games or they just rushing for. You also got to have, just the ability just to win from the pocket. Early in my career, I would get out the pocket, when the pocket was clean. And, I just think the O-line in Miami, my trench babies, they kept me upright. I know it'd be elite, especially with the receiving core they have, the defense they have. Being able to talk with their head coach for the first time was exciting. And so, I think the Jets are, not too far off, maybe a couple pieces. I'm just hoping I can be one of them.
It's been so incredible. Has touched you the most and impacted you the most?
I would have to say UIW, just because that's where I started. That's my first offer. That's the only offer I needed. That's the only offer I prayed for. God delivered. I ended up, paying the price. I'm glad He put me in this position.
It takes a lot of discipline to obviously play in the QB position. We're a Latino media outlet. In our community, we get disciplined with a chancla, which means a sandal. Did you ever get disciplined in any type of way like that?
Just football-wise? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, both ways. The way I was raised, I have 2 country parents, and so a lot of people know what that's like. And I just think football-wise, you're going to pay the price eventually. I took some bad sacks. I had some bad hits that were all my fault. And I just think, as you get older, you understand the situation. I think one area that I got to grow is being better at situational football, and I look forward to doing it.
How much emphasis do you place on your processing speed? How much do you work on that? And when you look at like a Jaden Daniels using the virtual reality and really honing in on that, is that something that you do now and plan to do?
I've never tried the virtual reality. I'm open to it, but I'm old school. I'm a big-time note taker, and I watch film. At the end of the day, it's got me to where I am today. But if virtual reality is going to help me, I'll make sure I do it.
How's your QB coach?
Say that again? I don't know yet. They haven't invited me. So right now, unless I get an invitation, I don't know.
Working with.
I'm open to it. Got to talk to my parents. I would love to, get the experience to, be that, especially give that experience to my family. So, we'll see in the future.
How's your QB coach, Daryl? How has he helped you improve for pre-draft and just getting right in general?
Daryl's helped me a lot. I started working with him when I first got to UIW, and I just think the way he's helped me stay on track to where I wanted to be football-wise, is going to pay off in the long run. He's taught me to win from the pocket, the little movements from the pocket, not moving as much as I need to. And I just think it paid off for me.
You started as a 0-star prospect, coming out of high school, found your way up through the ranks to Miami. Obviously now you're projected #1 pick. Talk about your journey as a player and what you've done to become a really good player at this point.
I just put my head down and work every day. I prayed about it. I've been praying for this moment since I was 6. And so, I'm just blessed to be here. A lot of us guys are blessed to be here. And I just think, to everybody who's was in a situation like me, who's still going to be in a situation like me, not having scholarships and all of that, all you got to do is believe in God and work. Those 2 things, they'll take care of everything.
Are you throwing? Are you throwing here tomorrow? Will you be throwing?
No, I won't be throwing. I just think fires the film, says everything I can do. And I just think, me throwing here is not going to move me in no type of way. I'm just excited to throw my pro day to, the best receiver corps in the country.